14 minutes. Okay, make that 15 minutes past 8. Good morning. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. And everyone is, I wouldn't say everyone, a lot of people are excited following the step that was taken by the Rivers State government just yesterday. And what am I talking about? The cancellation of the contract awarded for the renovation of the electrofitting and furnishing of the state secretariat. Several people were excited about it, and like it's a good move. This is it. This is what we're expecting. Anyways, for those of us who do not know, on the show, I'll try to educate us. What could be the possible reasons why a contract would be cancelled? Because if you listen to the news, the government did not say why it was cancelling it. They directed the contractors to return the mobilization fee that already had been paid, which was about 20 billion. Yes, but why was it cancelled? So, because we don't know exactly what reason was given for the cancellation, I would highlight a few reasons why a government can decide to terminate a contract. There are several reasons. And these reasons would depend on specific clauses that's written within the contract. In the case of this one, many people just are excited because they think that, some people were trying to steal money. Yes, I know. That's your mind. That's what you thought. Some people already concluded that, they were trying to steal money at that time. And this is why maybe the governor has come and seen that, they are trying to steal money. And then that's why, the announcement was made and the project was, cancelled. That's what many people are already concluding. However, there are many other reasons why a government can decide to cancel a contract. So it depends on clauses written within the contract and applicable state laws. First, termination for convenience. This one is for government interest. It is the right of government to decide to end a contract, even if the contractor is performing well, even if the job is going on well. Know that government can still just decide. It is called termination for convenience. Because of this, it will not serve the interest of cancelling this. So then unforeseen events. In the Rivers State, remember when work was paused on the various projects that were ongoing? And the contractors did not expect that to happen. The state government did not see that coming. It happened, and we all saw how that played out. That's one. There's also termination for default or cause. Now, this one occurs when the contractor fails to meet obligations under the contract. So if he breaches the agreement, which could be either failure to perform or deliver. Now, when the governor visited, I think it was the Trans-Calabar Road, the part of it, you all heard him say, and then there was the dredging thing he complained about, and the contractor's pace of work and the timeline that they were given, and he said if they don't finish, they will come back and they would have to either refund or stop. So if an agreement is breached, the government has sole rights to decide to say we're ending this with you, we're not going on. When the work done is defective, the government can also say, hey, we are no longer bearing with you. So let's understand all of these things. They are different. So people don't just jump into the conclusion that, it's like the sole administrator wanted to steal the money. It's like some people were trying to steal the money. That's why they have cancelled it. Clearly, if you listen to Dr. Ezekiel Hart, it didn't, from the news, it didn't say this is what the government saw or say. Like I said to you earlier when I was trying to reel out some of the reasons, I said it is within the right of government. There's a termination for convenience, which means if government feels that this particular project is no longer of public interest, or it's not in the interest of the state, or whatever, we can't fund it, or whatever it is, or we have a change in strategy, or we're about to go a different route, they can say that, okay, we are not. However, as good as this is, should we also then begin to ask questions like, should the government that was something that they about another contractor. Meanwhile, we already had the state government negotiating. Some contractors, I remember speaking with the Commissioner for Information at that time, telling us that there were some contractors who the state government had received their proposals and have been looking at it. And amongst them, they selected a few that they were still going to further look into before making a final decision. Yeah. So, should the government now look at other financial dealings of the administrator in the past 6 months, in the 6 months that he was in charge? Because there were several other things that happened. I'll give you one very interesting one that I think many people would also, in their heart of hearts, are thinking that maybe the government might want to look into. There was something that was done by the administrator towards the twilight of his time. Yes, I'm not talking about the budget, which many people question. That was what the best position to be doing this. And now that the governor seemed to be taking certain steps, is that something that you would want the governor to go back and look at, which is one of the things that was carried out by the administrator, to perhaps look at and make any adjustments if the need be? The financial dealings were also questioned with regards to how not entirely public knowledge, but it's a big concern. So if you go back to this contractor in mind, find out what after this short commercial.
Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
It's happening again in the Garden City. Full gospel businessmen
All right, good morning. Let's get back into it. My name is Ifiemi Andrew, 0817-923-0002 or 0817-923-0003. You can also call 0817-923-0007. And we started off with talking about the cancellation of that contract for the refurbishing, the electrofitting and furnishing of the state secretariat, which many are excited about. And if you get on social media, I was also trying to educate us on several reasons why any state government can decide to cancel the contract. For some people already online, you are thinking, maybe the phone lines would let us know what you are thinking. However, now that is one that people have looked at, one of the contracts, should the government begin to look at other decisions? It could be financial, it could be beyond, that were taken by the administrator. And are we going to see more adjustments happen as the days unfold? That's the question. 0817-920-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. There were those who argued about provisions in the budget, CCTV. There were those that also were not comfortable with how some contracts were given out by the administrator, especially upon his assumption of office at the time, stopped every project. Bidding process and everything was stopped because that was during the first couple of weeks of him assuming office as administrator of the state. And then during that time, we saw some decisive steps taken with regards to projects and so on. And there were questions that a lot of people raised. However, with what we are seeing so far, is this a sign of more to come from the Rivers State government? Ida is in Nkoro. Good morning to you, Ida.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning.
Yes.
The sole administrator, whatever appointment, anything he has signed out to do, they should terminate everything. Please. Because the money terminated as secretary. Andrew, I've gone to the secretariat. About 6 of the office burned down. I'm telling you the truth.